New Eevee PogChamp, new Eevee PogChamp. Ladies and gentlemen, it came! It came!
It finally came! The big one.
Eevee Grove just dropped like an hour ago, but you already know Pokimoki is here. You simply already know what we're up to. I have one hand in my Pokemon TCG Pocket, and the other hand requires my lawyer to be present. Shout out to the community on Twitter, because they already were able to give me the set list. I have it. I have not read the cards that weren't in the trailer. As you know, my last video talking about Eevee Grove, as much as I professionally hated on that trailer, I do want to be wrong. I want these cards to kick ass. So let's see what they were able to give us with the full set. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have the list as you could see on the screen here. There's a lot of cards. I'm not reading. Trust, I'm not reading. I don't know how. But I see we got some exciting things to look at. Oh fuck! Lava. Chicken. Okay. This is why we're here, right? The EX Pokemon. We got previously in the trailer they only showed the evolutions in Eevee. So we had Eevee, Sylveon, and Flareon. To be honest, I think these cards are bad. I do. I think Sylveon is okay. But, like, it would have been okay in base set. I don't think it really compares to what people are currently doing. Of course, though, we are not looking at just all the evolutions. We have 3 other EX that we were not expecting here. Let's go ahead and start with Primarina. Apparently, they don't hate this thing as much as we thought, but I also haven't read it yet. So, maybe it's garbage. 180 HP. I'm not gonna lie, that's one hell of a start. Hydro Pump, 1 energy. One hell of a start. This Pokemon, if this Pokemon has at least 1 extra water energy, this attached... I mean, this is good, obviously, right? This is good. This is Starmie. Yeah, no, this is better Starmie. This is Starmie that can immediately attack as soon as you find rare candy. And this card can be healed by... Fuck, Luna? What is the fucking bitch's name? Lucy? No, it's not Lucy. It's... I'm gonna say... No, because Lunala is the legendary. Bro, I don't care. You know the card. A lot of the healing cards in this game, sometimes they feel like they aren't doing enough. Like, Potion is really good at keeping one of your Pokemon off chip damage for Cyrus. Like, let's say your opponent has like a 20 chip somehow, and they hit one of your Pokemon and you need to put it in the bench. A Potion is really good there from like saving them from being Cyrus and you're just losing the game automatically. If you're trying to out heal your opponent, most of the time it's really not going to work. I think this unironically gets close. No, this is really good. This is a really good card. Do I think it's going to be game changing? No, I don't. I think there's a lot of really good cards. I think this is a good card. I think it's playable. I think, honestly, in this game, if something's playable, that's all you can ask for. Not everything is going to be the Giratina. Not everything is going to be the Darkrai. I'll fucking take this, man. Let's go. They heard that I was making fun of the set, and they're like, okay, we gotta fucking make you look like a fucking idiot. Snorlax EX. They're after my heart, bro. There we go, much better. All right. 160 HP, Snorlax EX. Okay, not to nitpick.
But there's no way fat-ass Primarina has a bigger BDL than my boy Snorlax. That's just not possible, right?
If anything should have 180 HP. Fuck it, make him 200 HP. I don't give a fuck. Make it broken. I don't care, it's Snorlax. SMH, let's keep going. Mouthful Manor. Bro, why does Snorlax like your mom on every Tuesday? What? Bro, they didn't clean her plate, so I had to give her some mouthful man. Mouthful manners, what's that, like when you ask politely before you... But at the end of your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, heal 20 damage from it. I guess? Has 4 energy costs for attack. I don't think Berry works for this card, unfortunately, because the Cynthia doesn't work with Garchomp EX. God, this sucks, man. For Snorlax, it's my top 5 favorite Pokemon. I love this guy. I don't see a world where I'm playing this over normal Snorlax. Normal Snorlax isn't even that playable. It was brought back to life by the existence of Solgaleo and the Berry combo, and even that wasn't optimal for its time. As much as I don't want to hate on Snorlax, it hurts me to say some of this stuff, but it's objective fact. It suffers with the same problem that normal Snorlax does. It's a colorless Pokemon, so it could be like added back to your hand if it has damage on it. But when you need 4 energy to do anything with it, what's the point? I think this walls up really good early game. Like, this pretty much denies chip, right? Maybe that's the use case. Because, you know, it does heal at the end of your turn. Like, if it was every turn, I honestly think this would be good. I legitimately think this would be a good card. I do think there's a use case for it walling early game. There's probably decks that primarily their boss monsters are EX Pokemon. In that position, you're already gambling if you want to use a normal Pokemon or not. Because, you know, you only have 3 points, right? So if your EX dies, you can't give up another Pokemon or you lose the game. Where realistically, if you were only on 2 EX Pokemon, you play the game where, well, yeah, if 2 Pokemon get knocked out, you still lose the game, but the HP is so much higher. I think there might be a use case situation for this Snorlax in that situation, where you throw it out, turn 0, fucking put this shit out with like a Rocky helmet and then put like a Giratina on the back. You'd just be fucking annoying as hell. And you can add it to your hand with that supporter card. You know, you might not even ever have to attack with this thing. This thing could probably just heal and wall for you, and then you add it to your hand with the supporter, and then you call it a day. If this was within the first 3 sets of the game, that strategy I think would have kicked ass. I'm not sure how it holds up, but I'm really excited to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, not this piece of shit over here, Dragonite! Anyways, 180. 180, once again, good start. I love how we were able to give 180 to Dragonite, 180 to Primarina. But no, the fucking... Bro has so much HP, he goes into a coma. Bro has so much HP, you need a Pokeflute. We got Giga Impact, the classic water, electric, normal. 180 damage, and this Pokemon cannot attack next turn. I don't think that matters. I think if you click attack that says 180 damage, everything and their mother is dying. I like this. I really like the card design, for example. Base set Dragonite, the issue was getting him on the field. But it was kind of generally known that if you were somehow able to get Dragonite on the field with the proper energy before your opponent can just, like, you know, wipe you off the face of the planet, you won the game. Like, its attack was strong enough that it kind of just wiped everything. Obviously, over time, sets progress. We now have Rayquaza, which is unironically just bad. It does a total of 40 less damage, but it also is a basic that takes colorless energy. So there's like 1,000 times more benefits to using Rayquaza, and that card is bad, right? But I think Dragonite, if my opponent plays Dragonite EX across from me, there will be a sense of fear in my heart. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This bro's coming at you at Mach 12, fists ready. You better be steady. He's gonna strike fears into the hearts of men. I think that's enough, right? That's all we can ask for. But like I said, 180 HP here, 180 HP here. Snorlax must have controversial opinions on Israel because they give him 160, but that is what it is. Do a quick little scan to see if anything else stands out. We have an Appleton with Sweets Relay. I'm happy about that. 40? Does 30 more? Sweets Relay is kind of nice. Oh, we got another Sweets Relay. So this one does 30 like the original, but it's another copy, right? So you're going to be hitting Sweets Relay super consistently, which is like the biggest worry I had. Okay, here we go. We did not see the Slurpluff in the trailer, but I did speculate that obviously because we saw Swirlix that we were going to get it. Sweets Relay, same shit, different toilet. This does 60 extra damage. This is doing 90 for playing the game. That's cold. That's cold. Do the wave. That is so true, Audino. In the last video, I kept just doing stupid bits, so I had to cut off the part where I was talking about Penny. But this card's obviously hilarious. You just look at any supporter in your opponent's deck, like at random, and you use that effect, which is peak. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I can't really read that, but I have a better image. Let's go find that. All right. Here we got it. During this turn, attacks used by your Decidueye EX. It's a card that boosts EX. That's pretty good. Incineroar EX or Primarina EX do 30 damage plus to your opponent's active Pokemon. Nice. That's going to be played. This is going to be played. And although arguably I think the Incineroar and the Decidueye are better cards than the Primarina, just like by card design, Primarina, as we just saw, is nice as hell. I think this will see play in all of those strategies. I think this is a really good card. Hell yeah, man. I love to see it. I love good card design. This is a banger. You already know right after how I had to go find the item card that I saw. And we got Leftovers, the classic. At the end of your turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot, heal 10 damage from that Pokemon. So it is Snorlax ability minus 10. I mean, throwing this on Snorlax is funny. I mean, because then it heals 30, right? Okay, so like, what's the use case for this thing, right? You're like a stall, or you want to heal or something like that. The issue is, if I'm playing a deck that wants to prolong a game enough where Leftovers would be effective, I have to make a decision to play this over Rocky Helmet or the Poison Barb, or the Cape, or if I'm a grass deck, the Grass Cape. There's just really good options, right? This could be 1,000 times better. There's no reason this should say at the end of your turn. This should say at the end of any turn. Then you might be able to justify this. So, as far as the Sweets Relay deck, we have a bunch of new Sweets Relay support, but we still only have the one Sweets Overload Alcremie, which I do think is okay, because one, deck space is important. Two, I think it's good enough. You already know we're talking about my boy Snorlax's controversial opinions on Israel, but what about Greedent here? Greedent, does Israel have the right to exist? True. I know this is just a normal card with like a gold background. This shit goes hard. Okay, I promise you, if I am on ladder at any point in time and my opponent plays the gold Eevee bag, I don't care how shit their deck is, I'm conceding. I am just conceding out of mad respect. Look at this shit, bro. This shit's fire as fuck. Bro's got the Louis Eevee. In other news, this Alt Art Tapu Koko, I believe, is going to be the promo prize card for having a gold pass this next month. Sure. You know I had to say this till the end. We got some leaks on the new promo coming up. We have Alcremie full art. Bro, look at it. The sweets are so overloaded. They're so overloaded. And that pretty much sums up the release of Eevee Grove here. I think it's actually a much better set than the trailer led us to believe. There are some cards here that I do think will have a lasting impact on the meta. And there's also some really funny things like Alcremie Sweets Overload. Either way, I'm genuinely actually kind of optimistic and excited about opening the set. If you want to see some gameplay of me with these cards and me opening packs, then make sure you subscribe, because that will be coming up shortly. Thank you for watching. This is Pokimoki, and we're out. In the corner, this is the corner song. I'm in the corner now. Am I large enough in the corner? I think so.